Okay.
Hey everyone, it's me Jada, and today I am with my mom, and we are going to be doing a Q&A about my cancer and what's been going on in my life, and everything that's just been happening.
The spell.
So yeah, we also have some pictures that we are going to show you. If you guys do not like, tumors, if
There it goes down.
you don't like,
There's a warning. It's
Yeah.
pretty graphic.
yeah. So if you just don't want to see that, you can just skip ahead.
We won't show them till the end, so
Yeah.
you can cut it off right after she stops talking. Anyway, the first question that I've been hearing you get a lot, and I've been getting a lot, is what is your cancer? What kind of cancer do you have?
Well, I have nephroblastoma, and the other name for it is Wilms tumor. It is a rare kidney cancer that normally develops in ages like 3 to 5 or something like that.
2 to 4, 2 to 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Younger, a lot younger than 10.
11.
It starts in the kidney, and it just the cells go crazy. Cancer cells all go crazy. They're abnormal, and they started growing into a tumor, and it came out of her kidney, and so there for a while she still had the kidney inside of her, it was not functioning because it was filled up with tumor. So the second question I hear is, how did you get it?
Well, there's not really a thing that you can blame it on. It's just cells that kind of go crazy and they just turn bad, and then tumor starts developing. So yeah, there's nothing to really blame it on except your body. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, and number 3 is, when did you find out?
We found out on May 31st,
Yes.
and my mom saw me come downstairs in a bikini, as I stated in the live stream last night. So here is what my stomach looked very big. So it was a huge tumor. When people, when I say huge tumor, they might think like this big maybe, or smaller. But no, it was huge. It was bigger than a basketball. And these pictures will show you how big my stomach was.
And that's her laying down right before surgery. And it's all focused pretty much on the left side, but when she came down in the bikini, that's when I saw it for the first time and how bad it was. This is the front view. And you can see how distended it is. It's definitely, I can go up a little closer. It's not a normal looking stomach, and she's always been on the light side, on the thin side, skinnier. So to see her with that much of her stomach protruding was a little freaky. We knew right away we had to get her in, but it was Memorial Day, so nothing was open. We had to wait till the following day.
Okay, next question.
This is, how do you feel about having this right now? How do you feel about it?
I'm pretty confident that I will make it. I'm also really scared because there's one YouTuber that died from a similar cancer that I had, and she was really inspirational to me, and just really scary to see that. And yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes you re-evaluate your life. Things that used to mean a lot don't mean anything right now. It's all about focusing on the important stuff, and things that you didn't normally have time to do, you now make time to do. Has the cancer affected your voice? I know that a lot of people have been making comments that your voice sounds kind of high-pitched and scratchy. Has it affected your voice?
I don't think so. I think it's just because I'm going through some stuff now. But yeah.
You don't need to tell your mom that. Okay. Next question. Are you handling it well?
I think I am. My mom always says that I'm really happy about it, and I'm always smiling and cheery and happy and my crazy self.
You are. I think you've become, I mean, that's always been a part of who you were. You were always that. But now you are focusing more on being that. I think your attitude has, your outlook on life and your attitude has changed. You used to be very, happy-go-lucky, but there would be moments where you'd be really crabby, and like everybody gets, you'd be crabby and wouldn't want to talk and just stomp your feet and walk away. But now I think you make an effort to be more cheery and more happy, and it shows. Everybody who looks at you sees a strong girl. That, I mean, you got this. You can handle it. And on things that you can't handle, I'm right here with you. So, all right. And there was one that I got off of one of my videos, and somebody says, "Well, why was your treatment changed?" At the beginning, when we found out that she had this, they set up a schedule of 26 or 25 weeks of chemotherapy, and then she had a bout of radiation. In the process of going through the radiation, the first session, we found that she had some spots in her lungs, and the first session of radiation didn't touch them, didn't change them. And so they wanted to up the dosage of chemo, do a different treatment. It ended up being a total of 31 weeks with the new chemotherapy schedule and the new treatment, the new drugs that they introduced. We had week-long sessions where she was, 8 to 10 hours a day getting chemo. That was no fun, especially for her. She was so sick. And when we went through the second round of radiation, where again the spots didn't change, it didn't affect the spots on the lungs at all, that's when we decided it's time to have a biopsy to make sure that the dosages that she was getting, which were making her really sick, that the dosage were appropriate. As we find out exactly what was in her lungs, if it was the same kind of tumor that she had, then we would go ahead and continue with that schedule. But if it was something that we didn't have to worry about, there was no need giving her extra chemo that she didn't need.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out they were nothing to worry about. They're just extra lymph node material. We're going to keep an eye on them, just make sure that they don't change as she gets older. But finding that out it allowed us to go back to the first schedule, which was 25 weeks of the chemo, and that's what we're on right now. And it's so much easier for her to handle. If she gets a treatment, she'll be sick, 3-4 days after, and then 3 weeks later we'll have another treatment. Before, she was sick from treatment to treatment, so it's much easier on you. And that's why the treatment changed. Are you going to school?
Yes, I am, but I've only been to school for 2 days since this whole thing is happening, but my school's been really, really supportive through all of this. They have been giving me time to do everything that I have to catch up on. They even made 2 posters for me, like saying, "Welcome back to school," for the 2 days that I was there.
Yeah. And right now it's set up so that if she's feeling good enough and there's no kids sick in her class, then she can go. And I'm hoping that today she was supposed to go. She ended up not going because it was super, I mean, we had negative degree day here, and she has no body fat. Anything that keep her warm is an extra above and beyond measure. She would have had to walk around at school with a snow coat on just to stay warm. So we just decided, instead of doing it, we're just gonna keep her home. Okay. Are you going to get your hair back?
Yes, it is going back now, actually.
Do you want to show?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I know, much balls. But yeah, it is growing back, if you can see here. It's very fuzzy. It's gotten pretty good because a few, I can't talk, but like when I shaved my head, it was like silky smooth, and now it's been like, I don't know, a month or two, and it's been growing this good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's still not showing up too much on the sides, but you can see it's one big. It almost looks like a Q-tip off to the side.
It
You
feels
can put your
good.
head back.
I put my head back
Your
already.
hat back on.
Oh,
What is helping you smile through all of this?
my mom.
Aww, well, I love you.
Also, my fans and my friends that support me through all of this. And obviously my cats, because my cats just, they love me, obviously.
Friends and family. She's been getting a lot of support from the little town that we live in. They've gone above and beyond, and when we're out and about doing, grocery shopping or going to get gas or something, they are very quick to say, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm praying for you." The support is just absolutely wonderful. Sometimes it's been a little overwhelming, but they care, and everybody that knows her cares. So yeah, that's the big keeping her smile. Quit playing with the cats.
No,
Okay, ready?
never. Okay.
When does this end for you?
Oh, a few years, because actually, if I know a lot of you guys don't know this, but you have to go through a bunch of tests for about every week and then every month, every year.
It's once you finish treatment, you get tested, and if you have no cancer cells that are living, then you have to go through a period of, it's called remission, and usually it's a year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. For her type of cancer, it's going to be 5 years that we're going to have to test periodically to make sure that it doesn't come back. Her last treatment that is scheduled for this round is on January 31st. Hey,
What?
she had to go get the cat. She got distracted.
Yes, I had to.
So the last treatment will be on the 31st, and we'll go back. She'll have some test runs. She'll have an MRI, CAT scanned, and not that kind of cat. That'd be easy.
Yeah, that would be.
You wouldn't have to drink that nasty stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
but and then it'll be I believe it's every 3 months for the first couple of times. We'll go in. She'll get tested, make sure everything's clean and clear. And then just periodically for the next 5 years until she is technically cured of cancer. And we're hoping that it goes quick. And we're hoping that it doesn't come back. She only has one kidney left. This starts in the kidney. Yeah, really don't like the odds of what happens if it comes back. All right. Are there any rough moments that you've had through it all?
Well, there's been people like commenting on my videos sometimes, them trying to cyberbully me and saying like kill yourself, do all of this stuff that's really rude. And if you know, like, it feels really bad to have people saying that to you. Like, just because I have cancer doesn't mean you have to bully me about it. It's just like I don't like when people do that. And there are also the week-long treatments that they were really bad. And yeah, those were some of the times.
I know that anybody who trolls a little kid who has cancer or who has any other kind of disease, those people, they don't matter. You know that they don't matter. You don't know them, and their opinion means exactly the amount of money or the amount of time that it costs for them to give. Zero. It's zero. It means nothing. You need to just overlook those, because most of the time they're only trying to get a rise out of you so that they can argue. The only time that they feel good about themselves is when they have an argument going while they're hiding behind the keyboard. And those are the kind of people that you don't want behind you, rooting for you, or talking with at all anyway. Not everybody in the world is good. And they show themselves pretty quickly. And so you just need to sometimes take a deep breath, don't finish reading what they're writing, and just move on. I know that there's been a couple of rough moments that you've shared with me, like when you got sick and you went to the hospital, and the nightmares that you have are rough. Sometimes it's hard for, a child, whether you're 2 or 12, to handle the news that you have cancer and that you are going to be going through these treatments that are really hard on you. And sometimes your mind creates dreams or nightmares that definitely come out and are scary.
Okay.
All right, and the last one that I have written down are you worried that you won't make it?
Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm not. A lot of times I always say to people that I'm confident that I'll make it, but deep down I'm always worried about it and I'm always scared because, thinking about death is really scary.
Yeah. It is scary for everybody, even if you're healthy. Thinking about it is scary. So I think that's natural. And it definitely, for anyone who deals with finding out that they have cancer, it's definitely a big thing that's on your mind. It doesn't go away. I know that you've asked me your own questions here and there that are really hard to answer, but the odds of her surviving this are really good. So that's where we're going to stay, with having good odds. And we're hoping, I don't gamble because I don't, but we're going to, that's all good. All right. Are there any other questions that you remember being asked? No? No, she's just a normal 11-year-old girl who happens to have cancer and going through cancer treatment. She's a little bit more bubbly than she used to be. Her outlook's changed. Things have changed completely across the board. But as far as who she is, this is always who she's been, only with, red hair. So I can't wait until that comes back. And now I'm just going to show those pictures. So if you want to stop the video now, you probably should if you get squeamish or anything. But I'll show you what the tumor looks like, how big it was, and I won't show you the surgical photos, but alright, and pause. Alright, no, not me. That's how big it was. And this is another different view. And then this shows how big it was. It has the surgeon's arm behind right there holding it up. It was just a little over 6 pounds. And that does have her kidney in there too. But it was one big mass, and there's no doubt in my mind that sitting inside of her was shoving it out and making her look like she had a basketball under her skin. But other than that, go ahead and say your goodbye.
Well, yeah, I
Just
guess that was our Q&A for my cancer and all the questions that you guys have been asking. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video with my fabulous mom. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Bye.